Hello, Foundations. Today we are going to keep practicing our lines and our shapes. We know that there's tons of lines and tons of shapes. And last time we practiced making a monster face. Well, today I'm going to be using lines and shapes to be creating a landscape inspired by Vincent van Gogh's famous artwork, The Starry Night. And we're going to be making our own Starry Nights in a few seconds. Okay, so first things first. When you're making a landscape picture, you want to make sure that your paper is horizontal. So you don't want it up like this, you want it across like this. So this is horizontal, that's called portrait, and this is landscape. And since it's a landscape picture, we're gonna want it as a landscape setup. Okay. In every landscape, there is a horizon line, and that's where the sky and the ground meet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a wavy line with my marker in the middle of my paper. So if you guys want to make a wavy line for your horizon line, do that now. And like I said, that's where the sky and the ground meet. The sky is up here and the ground is down here. In Vincent van Gogh's artwork, there's a big dark tree. And it's actually a cypress tree. A lot of people think it looks like a castle or a spiky mountain, but it's just a cypress tree. And the reason it looks so big is because it's in the foreground, and that means it's close to us, so it's gonna be kind of big. So I'm gonna make a curvy line that goes up towards the sky, and then I'm gonna come down like a U shape, go up again to make like a big spike sticking up. Now I'm going to make another line that goes up, another curvy line that goes down. And your trees can look different than mine. It's okay. All right, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make another part of this tree, and you're just going to make a line that goes up, curvy, and then goes back down like this. Kind of looks like fire, but it's very wavy, it's very spiky. Now, in the foreground of the picture, there's also some houses, and we're going to be using some shapes to make these houses and buildings. There's a church too. So to make the houses and the buildings, we're going to make little squares and rectangles, and these are going to be for our houses and buildings for the town that is next to the tree. You can even put some triangles on top of the squares and rectangles to make the roofs. If you're making the church, I'm going to make 2 vertical lines that go up, boom, boom, and then I'm going to put a triangle on top, and then make a little tiny circle, and that's going to be for our church steeple that's inside the picture. And then maybe I'll put another triangle underneath and connect those shapes. I'm just going to keep adding some more boxes, squares and rectangles to make lots of buildings. Perfect. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the Starry Night. And in Vincent van Gogh's painting, there's lots of curvy lines that make the stars and the moon, and it all goes together to make this really cool sky. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make some circles for the stars. So I'm going to make a circle here, a circle here, a circle here. Maybe I'll do one over here. And then for the moon, it was a crescent moon. So it was a curvy backward C, like that. And then a line that goes around this way. And then if we want, we can put a big circle around it. And then we're going to use our pen to make more lines in the sky. So around the circles, I'm going to make swirly lines like this going all the way around. And it's okay if the lines go on top of each other or if they touch. But I'm making lots of swirls, and I'll make a swirly shape around this circle, and then more wavy lines. So I'm gonna fill up my sky with lots of wavy lines. And they don't have to touch, they can be broken. That means there can be space between the two separate lines. And they're kind of curvy and they go around. They follow the horizon line. I'm gonna add some more swirls too. And I'm making the swirls using curvy lines. And the more swirls you use, the better your sky is gonna look. Okay, that is a lot of swirls and curvy lines. I'm gonna make some more lines inside my tree too. And since my first lines for my tree were curvy and they went up, I'm gonna do the same thing and make more curvy lines that go up inside my tree. And you can make more swirls, kind of like scribbly shapes. The more lines you have, the better. Perfect. And then maybe for my town, I'll add some smaller squares and rectangles for the windows inside my buildings and in my church. And then for the ground around my town and behind my tree, I'm gonna make some more curvy lines. And that's gonna make the mountains and the hills in the picture. All right, I added a ton of lines and a ton of shapes. So what I'm gonna do now is add some color. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna take a yellow marker. I'm gonna color in all of my stars. So wherever there's a swirl, I'm gonna color it yellow. And I'm gonna color in my moon. And if you don't want to color in each circle, you don't have to, but I want lots of stars in my sky. And then I'll add some of my buildings. Okay, now I think I'm going to trace over some of my curvy lines for the tree so that you can see the tree better. And I'm going to use a dark green and a light green. So I'm going to use dark green to do the outside of the tree, so that curvy line that makes that main shape of the tree. I'm going to trace more of the lines inside it. I'm going to trace more of the lines inside it. Now I have the lighter green. I'm gonna add some lighter green inside of my tree. Then maybe I'll take some black, outline it. That just means go around the outside of the shape. Now I can really see my tree, which is great. Then I'm gonna take my light green. I'm gonna trace some of these curvy lines over here for the ground. And for the hills, and for the mountains. If you look at Vincent van Gogh's painting, there's so many lines and so many shapes all working together to make the painting. So the more lines and shapes you add, the better it's going to look. I'm going to take my black marker and I'm also going to outline my buildings so I can see them a little bit better. So I'm tracing those triangles, I'm tracing all of the squares and the rectangles, just so I can see my houses a little bit better. Perfect. And you can add as many houses and buildings in your city as you want. All right, for my sky. Now, it's a nighttime sky, and a nighttime sky isn't usually black, it's like dark blue. So when you're painting or drawing a sky and you're adding color to it, you wanna make sure you're using blue, like a really dark, dark blue, because it's not black, it's blue. So I'm gonna find a dark blue, even a purple, and I'm going to start tracing my lines inside my sky. And it's okay that I'm leaving a little bit of white space between my lines. And I'm just tracing the lines I made, all those swirly, curvy lines. I think I would add a little orange in my sky too. Maybe I'll make some orange dots. If you wanted to make fireworks in the sky or rainbows in the sky, you could do that too. It doesn't have to look exactly like Vincent van Gogh's picture. But we want to copy his lines, his shapes, and his colors. Then I think I even might add a little bit of orange inside my tree, just to give it a little extra color. And then maybe I'll add some more dark lines in the bottom for the green. Okay, I think I have a starry night sky inspired by Vincent van Gogh. Keep up the good work. I can't wait to see your finished starry nights, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.